So this is a work in progress version of a tool I call Nuke Incrementor. And a short disclaimer, this tool was originally the idea from Fabian Holt, a previous colleague of mine, and I just came the other day across the need of it, so I rewrote it, rewrite it quickly with a little bit, some enhancement attached to it. So the main idea is if I have a node, let's say this blur node, and I want to have 10 duplicates of this one, but each with a different value. So let's say I want to have one with a blur size of 1, then 2, 5, 10, and whatever it is, equally distributed. So I don't want to set those manually, so rather than having it automatically set via user options and definitions. So how does it work? Let's say I have this create node here, and these values, these knobs I would like to change or like to set up. I can open this tool, and now you can see the node name, the node class, and you have two controls to enter for now. So we just enter the node name. In this case, let's say the black point. I can just edit, and you get the black point options in here. So you have 4 different options to set those values. First, you have the range, which is just like the start and the end. The increment is like the starting point, and then the increment added on top of each. So let's say I want to have a value starting with 10, and then I have 4 different iterations with a value of 20. So I get like 10, 20, 10, 30, 50, and so on. Then the math, we can do some live math, and then just do the calculation with some variable that we'll show you in a second, or just set expressions where you can link to other nodes or on other expression terms you would like to change. So that's the amount. Let's say I want to have 10 iterations on this one, and I want to have in the range from, let's say, 0 to 5. And you can see here you get a preview of those values, and I thought it might be good to, after 4 different values, to just get some dots in between, otherwise it's getting too messy, especially if you have higher values in the amount. So let's say I have 10 iterations in here from 0 to 5, as you can see here, and on the black point. And now I can also just do something different on the white point. You get another section in here. I want to have an increment from 0, and I want to have the starting with 0, and I want an increment size of 0.02, and same here, the amount is for all of those knobs, so not just for a single one. The amount is always global, since it just duplicates nodes in this kind of amount, and then setting the values accordingly. So now I have the black point, I have the white point. Let's say I have another one, I think it's called add, exactly. So I have the add in here, I want to do math now. So I can just say 5. So I have 10 times 5, the value, which is, well, not really cool, but that's the trick as well. So as you can see here, you get the green background, which indicates that it's a valid expression or mathematical term. If I just say 5m, it's breaking, and say show you why the color 8 is not working. So you can do 5 times 5, but then you have always static values. What I would like to have is access to this variable, the iteration we're currently in. So if it's the 1, 2, 3, up to 10. So, and I made that possible by just getting a variable called I for iteration, and then you can see here it's 1 to 10. So now I can do I times 5, and then you get different values in here for each iteration, adding up for each node, getting 5 more into the add node. Or you can do I times I, getting quite high. You can do 10 times 4, so getting also quite high values. So this is kind of nice, but I would like, what is also pretty neat, I think, is if you say iteration modulo 2, which you get a topic from on, off, on, off, on, off. So this is if you want to have like values for 1, 2, 1, 2, or 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So this is your expression term for this one. But let's say here, these are the values. I would like to do iteration pure 0.2, add to it, and then let's do something with gamma. So the gamma section is here, and I would like to do an expression, and which you can't see is I have a node called demo controller, which is up here, which just has some knobs in here, as you can see, then they will drop out this very interface. So let's see what we have in here. So we have the black point, the white point, add gamma, and the iteration of 10. So let's just hit OK. Now you can see here I got 0, 0 because they start in the range, 0.2 with increments. Then I have the 0.44 black point changing. As you can see here, everything is changing except the expression. And the expression is, that's the node I was talking about. And now I can set those into here. So that's the basic idea. I think there could be some refinements, but it could be an interesting idea to just generate quickly nodes. This is quite complex here for to set those multiple values, but in my case, it's what I'm typically doing lots of time is create different frame holes for either projections or if I want to build some other tools in between. So I always get confused, which is it? The capital. So this one here, and I want to have starting by 1001, getting all 1, and not just 1 iterations. Maybe it's oh, is this capped? This shouldn't be capped. No, it's not. Oh, it's currently capped to 900, to 100. I have to remove that. However, that's just a demo. So let's say this one in here, and now you get all these values. So for quickly creating nodes, that's the idea. So you don't have to go complex as in the rate example, but it's just for building setups which have duplicate nodes, and that's the idea. It doesn't create nodes on the fly, so it duplicates them. So let's say I have custom gizmo in here. As you can see here, that's the name. Okay, that I wasn't aware. I have to look into this one, how contrast curve. Okay, that's the reason. There it is. So same here. What I really like is the increment one. It's just to show you that it's not just duplicating the nodes, creating them newly, so it duplicates whatever you have set in here. But maybe I should have changed the value to display this one. Dun, 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 dun. Quickly. You can see here the pivot is always the same, the value is changing then. Okay, so that's the demo what I have. If you have any idea what you guys would need or how to improve or what else you want to change, please let me know, because I think I would like to finish this soon. Or if there are any needs comes to your head, then let me know. One more thing, the created thing controller node is that I would like to control the controller node on the fly rather than have it set up front. But it's just an idea. So you can see here that's you can add those back in if you want to, and then do the math accordingly. Alright, let guys let me know what you think, and talk soon.